6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You don't say one.
Would you please say your name for the camera?
Octavia Payne. Opie. Opie.
Where are you from?
I was born on a naval base in Japan, and then I moved to Baltimore when I was 6.
Where are all the places you've lived?
Okay. Tokyo, Baltimore, Philly, DC, Denver, Oakland.
Let's go.
Hey.
Name 3 emotions you're feeling right now.
Ooh. Nervous. I mean, generally comfortable. Like, chill. Relaxed.
What makes you feel nervous?
I don't like being the center of attention and like answering a lot of questions about myself in a way that's like this way of like sort of extracting information. Like I like being able to just have conversations like incidentally. If things come out through that, that's like very cool. But like I don't.
What is your favorite highlight clip of yourself?
You have to have a favorite.
I like the one where I'm wearing blue and I catch the frisbee. I'm wearing blue and I catch the frisbee. You know that one?
That song.
That's
And like
also
the throw went up to my teammate Shmi, and I like saw it because it like popped, and I happened to just like it was one of those moments where like I was like just like the right distance away, and everything clicked. I like went up like the right way, you know, and I feel like it was like a pretty clean play. So and then it was a score, so that was cool. And then Shmi was right there, you know. It was like we hugged, and it was nice to like have that moment with her. It was like one of those like memories that stand out with like me and Shmi.
What is something that you would want more people to know about you that they can't see on the film?
I feel like now it's like how I am on the field is more aligned with, or more like representative of how I am in like situations like this, or like just like when I'm just like hanging out. I think before I would get like really like nervous or in my head and like, or I don't know, like I feel like people would always like comment about like how intense I am, and like in my mind I'm like I'm fucking nervous. I don't know, like, what am I doing? Like fuck, you know, like or like if I'm nervous and then I make a play, then I'm like I got adrenaline, like I don't, you know, but which is like it's not like intensity is not necessarily a bad thing, but I think I'm like when I'm most myself, I'm pretty like laid back and like goofy, which is generally like contrary to like intensity.
Do you consider yourself a role model?
I know that I have a certain footprint, so I try to like. I'm always cognizant of it. So like, but it's one of those things that like just like other people have people have different like systems of like guidance in like how they behave, right? Like they have like certain values or whatever, and like that's one lens of like okay, like knowing that people look up to me. It's like how would I want like some if I had somebody like that, like a similar, like how would I want them to behave? Because I see like I don't know, like I see like certain like athletes, I'm like oh that's not cute, or like you know it's just like and also I don't know, like especially when it's like when it's like a young male, like I feel like that's a really cool opportunity. So it's like I'm not gonna like I don't like being I don't I don't. Those aren't like comfortable situations. I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Like, okay, like I appreciate that, but I don't know what to say. Like, I'm nervous for this game. I like, that kind of thing where it's like I don't. But like, I try to like. Then like if I think of it in terms of that, like it's less about me and like it's like a bigger thing. So it like helps me sort of like navigate that, but also then like remove myself from that as efficiently and as like politely as possible because I'm like I just don't know what to say. I don't know.
Opie, what is your ideal night in?
Yoga. Like sometimes I like binge Living Single. Oh, such a good show. That's such a good show. Maxine Shaw. So like yeah, and I like soup. So that's like, and it's like cold these days. So it's like do a little yoga, get relax, and like sit on the couch, eat a hot thing of soup, and just like watch a comfort show. That's like pretty. Yeah, and, like probably smoke.
What time does your night in start and end?
Night in start and end. I mean, probably like usually around 5. Or like if I'm like cooking now, like or like some there's like a farmer's market nearby, so I can like have a walk and I try to like get fresh air because I just like sit in front of the computer all day. So it's like a gradual like it's like okay now I'll like put that away and like this is important and I know that I like procrastinate, so like I don't want to stress myself out by like rushing. So like it's like okay 5 o'clock. You said 5. It's 5. So but yeah, I like to take my time, and then I try to go to bed these days by 10 because I'm waking up at 6 to work out
For what?
for frisbee.
For what?
For frisbee. What do you mean?
I was
Or
going to ask you more specifically for what.
well, like to play. I decided pretty late in the season to play this season, so I was like, I need to get in shape. So I was doing that, and then I just filled out the form for the World Games tryouts. So I'm trying to do that. Give myself a little more time to get in shape.
What is your ideal or best first date?
What? Okay, right off the bat, like the date part just like takes me out of my head because it's like this like expectation. But I think like an ideal way to like form that kind of connection is like getting to know. I think like at first like being able to like sort of observe like the person in their natural habitat because then it's like working backwards. You don't start with like this like intention and like pressure on for us the connection to like have a certain outcome or like look a certain way, and then like actually like that if you're drawn then it like grows from there and then like
What's one of your favorite things about Oakland?
oh I like that it's bikeable. That's one thing I missed a lot about when I lived in Denver. It's like I like being able to bike or walk. There's like I can get like groceries pretty easily with a walk or a bike. I can get to like friends pretty easily with a bike. Good food. There's like the lake. The lake is Lake Merritt. It's a cool spot. So I don't know, like I like the version of it that I've like found starting to piece together like the kind of people and like the kind of like spaces that I
What does Fury mean to you?
Oof. That's a really good question because it's the answer has like evolved for sure, and like I had a really hard time like feeling present with it when all the racial stuff was like flaring, and but like according to Shani, like they put us on our shoulders they put us on their shoulders, and I feel like that's a really like substantial, tangible way that they like showed up for me and Amel and like or just like by extension like the things that we care about and they made it like a really cool experience for us. So I feel very I feel very grateful. I feel like very like in love with the team for sure. Yeah. I told Cree that like it's like wearing like rep Big Fury because like
That's
Fury's a
what
lot of yellow stuff. I mean, not like I got it because I like the color, but then I was like, oh, it's like Fury colors. It was like that's kind of I feel like more things in my life are like tied to like I have like connections to Fury in like, really like meaningful, positive ways. And it's the team now that I played on the longest.
How many years?
Oh wait, no, that's not true.
How many years?
Scandal was 5. This
Curious.
is 4. Never mind.
In
In a couple of years.
How many club championships have you won, and which one was your favorite?
5. I think maybe this one. That was cool because, yeah. Because again, like all the things I just said about like with like the context of continent, and like, yeah, like there was space for me to like move, like leave and like balance myself, and like the entire time I was like, you sure? Because I'm not coming to things. Just so we're clear, they're like, yeah, like that's fine. Like, do you, and like cool. And I got to like come back and like on my own terms and like like I felt nothing but like support from all these like just like the team as a whole, but like individual relationships I have. Like, wait, what was the question? I don't remember.
How many championships?
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, so it was like I was in like a really good mental space to just like play frisbee, but then also to get to do it with this group was like extra meaningful. It was like exactly right.
Better than 2017.
I would say so, and I think a common theme in both those seasons is like there was like complete buy-in in both seasons to like the thing each year. Don't you think so? I don't know.
wasn't there
Sit on that.
2017,
Oh
but-
shit.
It's just this historic year that I've only
Oh.
heard about.
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
Is there anyone who you're like, who you modeled your game after? Anyone in particular?
No, I think it's just like matching up against different people or like watching different people. I guess like watching. I don't watch that much, and if I have to like film study, I'm like I really have to. So I'm just like eventually I'm just like, oh, that's a cool play. It's like I don't know. So we had assignments. We literally were like, okay, let's just like get the numbers and like write the players' names. Like that's something. Like no strategic insight. I'm like, I don't know. But it's like easier for me when I'm like having to like physically. Like I feel like I'm a tactile learner, so like either matching up against them or like being like in person at practice and like, oh, like that was a really nice throw and like, oh, I start noticing. I guess I'd start noticing those sort of things in games. So I don't know. It's like
Wait, what's the most abnormal thing you've ever ate?
don't know what counts as abnormal. I don't know. Like fermented soybeans, natto, is like a thing people eat in Japan. I love it. It's so good. But it's a very like specific taste, but it's like a very common thing.
Isn't it like very sticky?
It's very like slimy.
Stringy?
When's the last time you were in Japan?
2018, and I'm about to go next Wednesday. Yeah, first time in 3 years or almost 4 years. Yeah.
Tell us about 2018 and how this upcoming trip is.
2018 was cool because it was right before I moved to Oakland, so I ended up being there for a month, and I saw my 2 half brothers for the first time in like 12 years. It was crazy. And that was like the first time that I'd been to Japan as like an adult, and like a few people from the Dream Cup team stayed, and I like traveled with them afterwards, and kind of got like a different view of Japan. Because like growing up and like before I moved to the States, and also like when I would go back for summer, it's just like going back to like my grandparents' house. So then it's like I'm going to the grocery store down the street, and like every year we would my aunt would take her sons, my cousins, and me to like Disneyland or whatever. It's like the same places, but in 2018 I went to like different temples and like a bathhouse and like different, like it was just like cool to experience it as an adult, like, who got to like choose where I go to. Yeah, and then that was also so that was cool. And then this time I'll be in quarantine the whole time, so I'll be like in my family's house the entire time. No escape, just 2 weeks of just no escape. No, but it'll be good. Like I know that they're all like really excited to see me, but there's always like, it's like family dynamics. It's like it could be a lot, like for the first time in a long time.
Who are the people that you're going to see?
My mom will be there for like the first half of my trip, and then my aunt, my 2 cousins, and my grandfather.
Are you conversant in Japanese?
I'm conversant. Yeah, it'll like come back and like, yeah, it'll come back. But it's pretty like elementary.
But you can have a conversation
Hmm?
with your family. That's okay.
What's a question that we didn't ask that you would want us to?
No.
No.
That's not
Get me out of
guess
this couch.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
What's
So close.
What was your initial reaction to like being asked to be on the tour, be part of the crew?
Oh, I was like in a pandemic. You sure? Okay. Oh, we're waiting and seeing. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'm there. But then, like, we waited and saw, and like, vaccines came out, and like, yeah, it was just like, all right, Shanice's got a vision, so I'm here. Like, it's a good time. Like, I feel nothing but good vibes. So okay, I'll wait and see with you.
Tell us
So-
about some of the first times you met Shanice. One of the first times.
So one of the
The
first times was in Blaine, was it? You were playing with Revo. Was that the first time that we like interacted? But we hugged. Like I feel like the way we interacted, I'm like there must have been a time before that. That was the first time. Yes, that's perfect. We were like, oh, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. It was like brief, but it was like the same as it always is. Consistent. And then then the next time we met in person was at the tour, right? Probably.
Next time in person, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's 4 times we met.
We spend a lot of time on Zoom
True.
or FaceTime.
I know. It feels like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah! I did it! It's done.
Now it's just Khalif.
Ah.
A long time coming, but I know